Good evening, everyone. Today I'll discuss the next remaining part of the RPSC economics exam, paper 2. So, yesterday we discussed about 1 to 51 question, and today start with the 52 question. According to Musgrave, the distributional changes which result in one tax is substituted for another, while the total revenue and expenditure are held constant is called differential tax incidence. Here is the explanation. Differential tax incidence analyze the distributional changes when one tax is replaced by another while keeping the total budget constant. It is the differential tax incidence and the answer of this question. And we will see the next other options also here. Balance budget incidence. So examine balance budget incidence examines the effects of income distribution when both taxes and government spending changes together to keep budget balanced. Now the effective incidence focuses on who ultimately bears the economic burden of a tax, considering both direct and indirect effects. And the last is the specific incidence tax. Specific tax incidence studies the impact of a particular tax on the distribution of income without comparing it to other taxes. So the right answer is the option 1, differential tax incidence. Now the next question, consider the following statement. A double taxation means taxing the same tax base twice, and the statement 2 is, in double taxation the two taxes can have reference to different periods of time. Here is the only first statement is correct, and why the second statement is incorrect we can see here. Double taxation, it refers to the same income being taxed by different authorities. Same income being taxed by different authorities, usually within the same period, not different periods. So in the second statement it talks about the different periods, but the double taxation is for same period. So second statement B statement is wrong and A is the correct. So answer will be the 2 is the correct one here. Next is the 54th fourth question. Tax system is considered to be highly buoyant, and there are four options. So answer is the fourth option. If the gross tax receipts increase increase more than proportionally in response to an increase in GDP. It is the right answer. Here is the explanation. A tax system is considered to be highly buoyant when tax revenue increase more than proportionally in response to an increase in GDP. This indicates that the tax system is very responsive to economic growth. This indicates that the tax system is very responsive to economic growth. So tax buoyancy, what is the tax buoyancy? Tax buoyancy refers to how responsive tax revenue is to changes in GDP, indicating that the tax receipts grow at a rate faster than the economic growth rate, reflecting effective revenue generation. Now the next question, matching question is list 1 principle of sacrifice, and list 2 tax liability of rich man, and list 3 tax liability of poor man. Here is rich man and poor man tax liability, and first this is about principle of sacrifice. So equal absolute sacrifice, when there will be equal absolute sacrifice, then this principle means that the marginal utility lost by each individual due to taxation should be the same. This often results in progressive taxation. Firstly, equal absolute sacrifice. This principle states that everyone should sacrifice the same absolute amount of utility. Typically, this means the rich would pay more in absolute terms than the poor, but both would lose the same utility. And the next, equal proportional sacrifice. This principle means that the marginal utility lost by each individual due to taxation should be the same. This often results in progressive taxation when the rich pay more to ensure the marginal loss of utility is equalized across all taxpayers. So here is the fourth answer. Fourth option will be the correct answer: equal marginal sacrifice, in which a rich person pay more liability and more tax, and poor person will pay least. So the next 56th question is about note correctly paired. See carefully, here is mentioned note. So pure public goods are non-rival in consumption and non-excluded. It is right. Club goods are rival in consumption and excludable. It's wrong. It's the right answer here, because club goods are non-rival and excludable. And open access resources, rival consumption and non-excluded. It is also right, but the wrong definition of the club good is here. So the right answer is the second option, club goods. And private goods are rival and excludable. Now the next 57th question, the Laffer curve describes the relationship between, it's a easy question, tax rate and tax revenue. So here is the explanation. Laffer curve given by the Arthur Laffer in 1974. He introduced the concept to illustrate how tax cuts could potentially increase total tax revenue by boosting economic activity. Laffer curve posits that starting from 0% tax rate increase starting from 0% tax rate increasing taxes initially raise revenue, but beyond a certain point, higher tax rate discourage economic activity and reduce total revenue. Here is a diagram. Initially, tax 0% tax rate started, and then when income is increases, tax rate also increases, and at a at this point, tax rate, if we increases tax rate, then the tax revenue will be decreasing. And at the end, the economic activity reduce the total revenue. So tax rate and tax revenue is a relationship, shows the relationship about Laffer curve. Now the next question, subterranean economy is also called as parallel economy. It is also called ground economy. So first we should discuss about the all the four options here. Firstly, the legal economy. Official economic activities within government set laws. Example, business operating with proper license and paying taxes, such as retail stores, restaurants. Second is the sanctioned economy. It is not a standard term in economics. It could refer to economic activities that are officially approved or authorized by a governing body or institution, such as defense or healthcare sectors. And the third is accounted economy. Recorded and monitored economic activity, transactions recorded in official financial statement, including sales at a supermarket, wage paid to employees, and tax filed by businesses. And the last is the parallel economy. Hidden economic activity to avoid taxes or regulation, like informal street vendors, under the table payments are the example of parallel economy. So the answer is subterranean economy is also called the parallel economy, and also ground economy, or we can say under the table economy. Now the next question is 59. The intervention of the government, whether to expand demand or reduce it is called stabilization function. Stabilization function, government adjusts policies to stabilize economy. Example, cutting interest rates during recession to boost demand. Second option is the distribution function. So distribution function, government redistributes wealth through through progressive taxation to address income inequality. Third option is allocation function. So government allocates the resources efficiently. Example, investing in infrastructure for economic development. And fourth option is the growth function. Government promotes economic growth. Example, by supporting research and development initiatives. So the answer of this question is the stabilization function. Next question is 60th question. The benefit approach of or its variant, the voluntary exchange principle, was developed by D. Marco and Eric Lindhall is the right answer here. And next question is who defines burden of public debt as the ratio of the total debt to the total national income, is defined by the E.D. Domer is the right answer here. It helps assess the weight of debt relative to the country's economic output. And the 62nd question is, following definitions are given which definition are correct? So I'm unable to give answer because in every option there is a minus sign, or I don't know about it is about by mistake, or it's really any meaning here. So according to me, there should be option 1, statement A and B are correct, because revenue deficit is equal to revenue receipt minus revenue expenditure, and fiscal deficit is equal to total expenditure minus revenue receipts minus recovery of loans minus other receipts. Both statements are correct, but if we consider their minus sign, so I am unable to give the answer of this question. So the next question is 63rd. In case of deflationary tendency within the economy, what should be done by the government? In deflationary, when there is a deflation in economy, then government increase its in own expenditure with decreasing taxes. In case of deflationary tendency within the economy, the government should typically consider the increase in own expenditure with decreasing taxes. This approach aims to stimulate demand and economic activity, counteracting deflationary pressure. So answer is the second here. Next is the matching question. Present consumption and present if list one tax on present consumption and list 2 effects on saving. Okay. So a present consumption, if government apply tax on present consumption, then saving will be increased, because in present we will unable to we can say we reduce our consumption and we save more, because there is a tax on our present consumption. So saving will be increased. So it is right here. Next is the present consumption and future consumption. When tax is on our present and future consumption, then we will unable to say anything about our saving will decrease or increase. So it maybe or may not be decreased. And the third is the present consumption and accumulation. When there is a tax on present consumption and accumulation, then also we can't say our saving will be increased or decreased. And the fourth is the future consumption and accumulation. Then our if government levied tax on our future consumption and accumulation, then it will be the future consumption accumulation, then I think in only in future consumption we will our saving will decrease, but in accumulation we can't say our saving will decrease or increase. So here is the fourth option is the right option here. A and E is only right, because we can't say about if accumulation, if tax levied on accumulation, then we can't say our saving will decrease or increase. And next is the functional finance refers to a policy of first option is a policy with an objective of balanced budget. The second is a policy of public receipts and expenditure with the objective of surplus budget. Third is a policy of public debt and borrowings with objective of surplus budget. And fourth is the a policy of public receipts and expenditure with the objective of achieving economic stability is the right answer here. See, the functional finance refers to a policy of public receipts and expenditure with the objective of achieving economic stability. So functional finance is developed by A.P. Lerner in 1940s. He proposed that the primary goal of fiscal policy should be to achieve full employment and economic stability through managing government spending and taxation, rather than focusing solely on balancing the budget or achieving a surplus. So functional finance refers to a policy of public receipts and expenditure with the objective of achieving economic stability. Fourth answer here. Now the next question, treasury bills. Treasury bills is a security of the government having a maturity of 364 days or shorter, less than 364 days or up to 364 days, issued at a discounted price and redeemable at par or at par value or at market at face value, you can say. So fourth option is the right definition of treasury bills here. Next is the 67. The tax rates are so fixed that is in the upward phase of the business cycle, with the increase in national income, the tax yield would automatically go up at a faster rate than the increase in national income without any changes in the tax rates. This device is technically known as built-in flexibility. So how what is built-in flexibility? There is a definition, the whole long definition of built-in flexibility, but if it's complicated, I'll discuss with you here. A built-in flexibility, also known as automatic stabilizer, refers to the way tax system and government spending adjust automatically with changes in economic conditions. When national income increases, tax revenue rise faster without any changes to tax rates, helping to stabilize the economy by moderating the effects of the business cycle. So it's about built-in flexibility is the correct answer here. Now the next question is 68. If beta 1 marginal propensity to consume of taxpayers and beta 2 marginal propensity to consume of recipients, beta 2 is marginal MPC of taxpayers and beta 2 MPC of recipients of government expenditure, then what will be the value of tax multiplier when beta 2 is greater than 1? Beta 2 is whose recipients of government expenditure, which is greater MPC. So when beta 2 MPC of recipients of government expenditure is greater than beta 1 MPC to consume of taxpayers, then the tax multiplier will be delta y divided by delta t is greater than 1. This is because government spending increases aggregate demand more than the reduction caused by taxation. So second will be the answer here. Now the next question, 69th. which is not a benefit of GST in India. So it's also a simple question here. GST will uh, not help in furthering cooperative federalism. Here is a little bit explanation. This statement is not a benefit of GST in India. In fact, one of the benefits of GST is that it promotes cooperative federalism by creating a unified tax system across the country. The other options are indeed benefits of the GST regime. So other options are about the benefits of GST regime. Now the next question is consider the following two statements are given. So first one is the government of India enacted FRBM Act in 2003. It's right, we all know it is a simple statement and it's right. So next is its main objective is to ensure intergenerational equity and long-term macro stability by achieving sufficient revenue surplus. It's a wrong statement. Here we can see the main objective of the FRBM Act is to ensure intergenerational equity and long-term macro stability by achieving sufficient revenue surplus. This statement is partially incorrect. While the FRBM Act does aim for macroeconomic stability and fiscal discipline, its specific targets are more focused on reducing fiscal deficits and controlling public debt rather than the achieving revenue surplus. So second B statement is the wrong and answer will be the only A correct. Now the next 71st question, on account of public expenditure the size of consumption tends to increase in the economy because public expenditure tends to redistribute income in favor of poor and their marginal propensity to consume is high. And option B is the public expenditure provides free medical care, education, so as real income of beneficiary increases and so the capacity to consume. And third option is the public expenditure increases the money income of the people, so consumption increases. And fourth is the public expenditure redistribute income in favor of rich whose marginal propensity to consume is high. So here A and B option are correct according to me. About statement A, this means that public spending helps poorer individuals who are more likely to spend additional income, thus increasing overall consumption. And statement B, this is also lead to an increase in overall consumption. But about the both C and D options, while public expenditure does increase money income, this statement alone doesn't specifically explain the tendency of the size of consumption to increase. And the last is the redistributing income in favor of the rich whose rich would not necessarily increase consumption as the rich typically have a lower marginal propensity to consume compared to the poor. So the A and B option are the correct and the fourth option is the right option. Now the next question, which of the following is not correct with regard to the financial administration in India? So option third is the right answer here. The property and income of the state are not exempted from union taxation. How it is true? How it is not answer of this question? Because the property and income of the state are not exempted from union taxation in India. In India, the property and income of the state are indeed exempted from union taxation. This exemption is part of the principles of federalism and financial autonomy, not about the administration. Okay. So that's why the third answer is the third option is the right answer. Now the next question is, consider the following regarding Ricardo's comparative advantage theory of international trade. As per the theory, trade is not a zero-sum game. And B statement, it assumes constant marginal cost. So both statements are correct here. Here it argues that countries can benefit from trade even if one country is more efficient at producing all goods than another country. And the B is the theory assumes constant marginal cost, which means that the cost of producing additional units of a good remains constant regardless of the quantity produced. This assumption is crucial for the theory of demonstrate how specialization and trade can lead to mutual gains for countries. So answer will be the both statement are correct, and fourth will be the answer here. Now the next question. Next question is following statement are given. First is the subsidy on fertilizers is provided by the central government. Second is the subsidy on water is not provided by the state government. And third is a large portion of public expenditure on agriculture in recent years went into current expenditure in the form of increased subsidies for food and agriculture inputs. And the last is increasing expenditure on subsidies is not considered as development expenditure in India. So here is the C and D are the correct statements, but A and B are the wrong statements here, because yeah, because C tells about the this reflects the trend of higher subsidies in the agriculture sector, and the D development expenditure typically refers to investment in infrastructure, education, healthcare, and other sectors that contribute to long-term growth and development rather than current expenditure like subsidies. And A and B are the wrong statement here. Now the next question is the 75th. What is the 5-year period to be covered in the final report of the 15th Finance Commission in India? So 2021 to 26 is the right answer here. Fourth option will be the right here. 15th Finance Commission was constituted in November 2017, and its recommendation are for period from 1 April 2021 to March 31 2036. Sorry, March 31 2026. So fourth answer will be the right option here. Which statement regarding balance of payment transaction is true? So first option is accommodating transactions are also known as above the line transaction. It's wrong, it's the below the line. And the accommodating transaction are of ex ante nature. It's also the wrong statement, because accommodating transactions are not of an ex ante nature. They are reactive and occur ex post to address the balance of payment situation. And the third is the accommodating transactions are the result of balance of payment situation. It's the correct answer here. Third option is the correct. And fourth is the autonomous transaction are also known as below the line transaction. It's also the reverse of it. It's above the line. Is right. This is the wrong. So third option is the right of this question. Now the next, which of the following statement regarding opportunity cost theory is not true? What is the not true about it? So it first is it uses the concept of production possibility curve. Yeah, it's right. It uses the concept of community indifference curve. Yeah, it's also right. And it discards the labor theory of value. Yeah, it is also right. And fourth is the wrong answer here. It is a classical trade theory. No, it's a new classical trade theory. We can say here the opportunity cost theory is actually a neoclassical theory of trade, not a classical trade theory. Classical trade theories include the theory of absolute and comparative advantage, which primarily focus on labor as the basis of the value and trade. Now the next question is, which of the following statement regarding the hex rolling theory is not correct? So first is it predicts that countries export products that are produced with less intensive use of the use of the country's abundant factor. So here is the less intense. Here is the wrong answer. Wrong. It's the answer because question asking about the not correct. So it should be more intensive. Then it will be the right. And the next is the production side differences occur because different products use the factors of production in different production. Third is the production and side differences occur because countries differ in relative factor endowments, and in the focuses on the source of production side differences. So the right answer is here one, because one is the incorrect statement. The Haxor-Oring theory predicts that a country will export products that are produced with intensive use of the country's abundant factor. For example, a country with an abundance of capital will export capital intensive good, not less intensive. Uh, Now the next question 79. The concept of single factorial term of trade was developed by Toes is the right answer here. Frank William Toes in 1927 introduced the developed the single factorial term of trade. Here is the formula of single factorial term of trade is as the ratio of the export price index to the import price index adjusted for changes in the productivity of the factors used in the production of exports. Now the next question is, which of the following terms of trade index involves the measurement of disutility in terms of the disutility and sacrifice? So answer is the real cost terms of trade and utility terms of trade. Here we analyze the real cost term of trade. This index consider the real cost or the disutility and sacrifice involved in producing exports. It factors in the labor and resources required, reflecting the opportunity cost of production. And utility terms of trade, this index measures the utility or satisfaction derived from imports relative to the relative to the disutility or sacrifice involved in producing exports. It takes into account the preferences and consumption patterns of the economy. Both of these terms of trade indices involve the measurement of disutility and sacrifice, focusing on the broader economic impacts beyond just the price ratios. We also discuss the so the next question is the Ricardo's law of comparative advantage is based on the labor theory of value, no. Law of diminishing returns, no. The law of reciprocal demand, no. The opportunity cost theory. So Ricardo's law of comparative advantage is based on opportunity cost theory. Now the next what is not true regarding income term of trade? Not true. First is an increase in income term of trade is definite indicator of increase in welfare of a country. Second is, it is net barter term of trade of a country multiplied by its export volume income. It's the wrong statement here, and it is the correct answer of this, because it is wrong. Question is asking about the not true. So and third is the rise in income terms of trade shows an increase in countries' capacity to import based on exports. It is right. It was formulated by Dorrance in 1948 to 49. It's also correct. So income second option, if we discuss about second option, income terms of trade are not calculated by multiplying net barter terms of trade by export volume index. Income term of trade are generally calculated as the ratio of export earning index to import expenditure index, reflecting changes in a country's purchasing power relative to its trade. So the Next, 83rd question is in Haberler theory of opportunity cost, trade under decreasing opportunity cost leads to complete specialization. During trade under decreasing opportunity cost, when opportunity cost is decreasing, then complete specialization of production of X and Y commodities by country A and B respectively. So it's the right answer here. Now the next 84th question, factor price equalization theorem studies the relationship between trade and factor prices. Here is the third answer is the right answer. Trade and factor prices, it examines how trade impacts the prices of factors of production like labor and capital. Now the next question, in the what is the most important determinant of trade between nation according to Heckscher-Ohlin theory? So I am confused about the both of the two options, because the relative factor endowments is also in the last this one question, like production side differences occur because countries differ in relative factor endowment. So here it is correct statement, so it should be here also correct. So I think both will be the right answer, or most probably the this one second will be the right answer here, but internet shows about the fourth will be the correct answer, but I think second will be the right answer. So this fourth answer is factor endowments. According to the Heckscher-Ohlin theory, differences in factor endowments such as labor, capital and natural resources are the most critical determinants of trade patterns between nations. Now the next question is the 86. Labor and capital, two factors of production, A and B, two nations, X and Y, two goods. List 1 is related with factor intensity and factor in abundance, and list 2 relates with definition. So A is labor abundant, then that shows labor capital ratio in A is greater than labor capital ratio in B. When B is capital abundant, then capital labor ratio in B is less than capital labor ratio in A. And when X is labor intensive, then capital labor ratio in of Y is greater than capital labor ratio of X. And Y is capital intensive, then labor capital ratio of X is less than labor capital ratio of Y. So C and G is the right here. A is labor abundant, then labor capital ratio in country A is greater than labor capital ratio in country B. And F and I, Y is capital intensive, when Y will be the capital intensive when labor capital ratio is less than in for X and greater than in less than from labor capital ratio of Y. So fourth will be the right answer here. Here is the little bit explanation. C A is the labor abundant to match with the labor capital ratio of A is greater than labor capital ratio of B. This indicates that country A has higher ratio of labor to capital compared to country B, making it labor abundant. And next is the F. Y is capital intensive, and capital labor ratio of Y is greater than capital labor ratio of X. This shows that good Y is more intensive in capital related to labor compared to good X. So answer is the fourth here. Next is the 87th question, which is the wrong assumption of Heckscher-Ohlin model. Wrong assumption of Heckscher-Ohlin model. So production is subject to increasing returns along isochrones. This is the wrong assumption, because the production is subject to increasing returns along isochrones is wrong. Increasing is wrong. The Heckscher-Ohlin model assumes constant returns to scale, not constant returns to scale. Constant, or we can say CRS, constant returns to scale, not increasing returns to returns along isochrones. So and other are the correct assumption. There is a perfect competition, goods and factor markets. The trade is free and costless, and there are the fixed endowment quantities of the factor which are homogeneous. So the first will be the right answer and wrong assumption of X rolling. Now the next question, which one is the program that encourages farmers for promoting organic farming? So first is the right answer, Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana is right answer here, which is promoting the encourage the farmers to promoting organic farming. The Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana was indeed announced in 2015 by the Government of India. It aims to promote organic farming practices and sustainable agriculture among farmers by providing financial support and training. Now the it's about 88th question. So 89th, in which year the Bokaro steel plant was commissioned? It was in 1978 is the right answer here, but it was established in 1964 with the sorry. The Bokaro steel plant was established in 1964 as a collaborative effort between the Government of India and the USSR, or we can say Soviet Union. However, its first phase of construction and commissioning was completed in 1978, and it was the fourth public sector plant of India. Now the next question is, the following statement are given. Statement is, government rolled out national steel policy in May 2018. It's the wrong statement. It was about 2017. And I'm also confused about this, because there are the four all options are true, and but in both third and fourth option they three three statements are given in the both. So globally, India is the largest producer of jute goods. Yeah, it's right. Textile textile industry is the highest largest industry of modern India. It's also right. India is the largest sugar producer in the world. It's also the right. And the cement industry was delicensed in 1991 in the LPG program. That is also right. So there will be the both two answer, or it can be the delete the whole question. So the next question is, which is the credit linked subsidy program that aims at generating employment opportunity through establishment of micro enterprises in rural as well as urban area. So there are four options. Pradhan Mantri Vaya Vandana Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Employment Generation Program is the and Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Man Dhan, and fourth is the Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana. We will discuss all the four options here. So Pradhan Mantri Vaya Vandana Yojana announced in 2017. It provides social security for senior citizens with assured pension and return on investment. And second is the Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, PMEGP, launched in 2008. It aims to generate employment by setting up micro enterprises in rural and urban areas through credit linked subsidies. So it is the right answer here. And third is the Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Man Dhan Yojana, announced in 2019. It provides a pension scheme for unorganized workers with monthly contribution and assured pension after the age of 60. And fourth is last is the Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, launched in 2015. It aims at alleviating urban and rural poverty through skill development and enhancing livelihood. So the right answer will be the Prime Minister Employment Generation Program here. Now the next question: in which year the National Social Assistance Program was launched in India? It was in 1995. The main objective of National Social Assistance Program NSAP is to provide financial assistance to the elderly, widows, and disabled individual living below poverty line. So then next question is matching question. List 1 and list 2. MRIN Market Research Information Network was developed by was introduced in 2017, and it will match with fourth e-government. It is a e-government portal to connect farmers to market, and e-nam is introduced in introduced in 2016, and it about unified virtual market for agricultural commodities, and AMI is agriculture marketing infrastructure, introduced in 2013, and it matched with the second one, capital investment subsidy sub scheme of ISAM. Integrated scheme for agriculture marketing, and the NIAM introduced in 1998, and it will match with the first one, autonomous organization of MOAFW. What is MOAFW? It's about the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, focused on academic and research activities in agriculture marketing. So answer will be the first here. Now the next 94th question, at which of the following place the WTO's 12th ministerial conference took place in 2022? It was Geneva, Switzerland. A main objective of this conference aimed to address global trade issues, negotiate agreements, and set the future direction of the World Trade Organization, focusing on topics such as pandemic response, fisheries, subsidies, and agriculture. So the next 95th question is which of the following is not included in the 7 pillar of effective governance envisaged by the Niti Aayog? So here are the 7 pillars of effective governance envisaged by the Niti Aayog are first is the pro people, second is the pro activity, and third is the participation, fourth is the empowering, and fifth is the inclusiveness, and sixth is the equality, and third is seventh is the transparency. So decentralization will be the answer here, because it is not a pillar of that. And next question, how many aspirational districts across 28 state and or UT have been identified by Niti Aayog? So it was 117 districts. Now the next 97th question is in which year Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana started? So it was started in 9th May 2015. And the next is the which of the following was the largest trading partner of India in year 2022-23? That time it was the USA, but currently is the China of the largest trading partner of India. That time it was the USA. And 99th, which is the scheme designated with an aim of to uplift the urban poor folks by enhancing sustainable livelihood opportunities through skill development? So Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana was launched in 2014. It was the it is the right answer here for 99th question. And 100th question, which of the following state have become Har Ghar Jal state, i.e. 100% households are having tap water supply up to January 2013? So it was 4 states, Goa, Gujarat, Telangana, and Haryana. Here is the Har Ghar Jal state were 100% household have tap water supply as of January 2013, 2023 includes Goa, Gujarat, Telangana, and Haryana. The Har Ghar Jal initiative was announced on 15th August 2019 as part of the Jal Jeevan mission. So the next question is the Ministry of Labor and Employment. Ministry of Labor and Employment has developed a portal for creating a national database of unorganized workers for optimum realization of their employability and extend benefit of social security schemes to them. The name of the portal is eShram portal. We all know eShram portal for the Ministry of Labor and Employment has launched eShram portal on 26th September 2021 for registration and creation of a comprehensive national database of unorganized workers. Now the next question is in 2018-19 these four statements together accounted for 43.2% of total factories, 47.2% of total invested capital, and 48.1% of gross output of India. These four states are Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu is the right answer. And it's about the database question. So next question is which of the following infrastructure sector of India is related to Bharatmala project? We all know Bharatmala project about highways, and highways related with road infrastructure is the right answer here. And the 104th question is list 1 and list 2 is also related to agricultural development programs of states. So here the answer of this question are wrong according to me, because unable to match the correct answer here. Kalia Yojana with Jharkhand, and Mukhyamantri Krishi Ashirwad Yojana about Haryana, and Chirag Yojana with Odisha, and Ritu Bandhu Yojana about Telangana. Here is the explanation a little bit. Mukhyamantri Krishi Ashirwad Yojana in 2019, introduced in 2019 or announced in 2019, aims to provide financial assistance to farmers for agriculture inputs. Odisha related with Chirag, announced in 2021, focus on agriculture development and farmers welfare. And Jharkhand related with Kalia Yojana, announced in 2018, aimed at providing financial support to farmers for crop cultivation. And last is the Telangana related with the Ritu Bandhu Yojana, announced in 2018, provides investment support to farmers to enhance agricultural productivity. So if you are able to match the answer, you can match, but I was unable to go with the given options. So the next question is which program plan is being implemented by Indian government to augment facilities for quality medical education in the country? Quality medical education. So Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana is the right answer here. It's about asking about quality, not, that's why the Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana is answer here. Now here is the explanation for one last question. Pradhan Mantri Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission not applicable as this is not a real program. And second is the Ayushman Bharat PM Jan Arogya Yojana, announced in 2018, aims to provide health insurance coverage to economically vulnerable families. And third is the E-Sanjeevani, announced in 2019, aims to provide telemedicine services across India. And fourth is the Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana, started in 2003, aims to improve medical education infrastructure in India, particularly in underserved areas. In the budget speech of financial year 21-22, Prime Minister Atmanirbhar Bharat Swasth Bharat Yojana PMASBY scheme, which has now renamed PM Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission, now launched in 1st Feb 2021 with an outlay of about rupees 64,180 crore over 6 years till 2025 to 26. So answer will be the of 105 fifth question in the Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana started in 2003. Now the next question is, in which of the following budget government of India discontinued having plan and non-plan classification of government expenditure? Is the it was announced in 2016 but discontinued in 2017. The right so second answer will be the right here. The railway budget was merged with the union budget from financial year 2018 in India. The initiative envisaged for facilitating multimodal transport planning between highways, railways, and inland waterways is the right answer here. Next question is, which of the following parameters is not included in liberalization of the economy? So privatization of public sector enterprise is not included in the liberalization of an economy. Next is the which of the following was not responsible for satisfactory balance of payment situation in post reform periods in India. So we can clearly see fall in non-resident NRIs deposits not affect the balance of payment, so it will be the right answer here. Next is the which of the following is the target for achieving the vision of the national logistic policy of India? So what is the national logistic policy? National logistic policy was announced in the year 2021 with the main objective of reducing the cost of logistics in India to be comparable to global benchmark by 2035. So answer will be the first here, to reduce the cost of logistics in India to be comparable to global benchmark by 2035 is the right answer here. Now the next question, during financial year 2012 and financial year 2021 the industrial sector accounted for it is also the data-based question 31% of GDP on average and employed over 12.1 crore people is the right answer here. And then today's last question is, which of the following is not a policy measure initiated by Government of India in 1991 towards globalization? So exchange rate adjustment and rupee convertibility was not policy measure initiated by the government in 1991, and all the three initiatives are taken by the government in 1991. Here is the explanation also. The policy measures of exchange rate adjustment and rupee convertibility was not explicitly initiated by the government of India in 1991 towards globalization. The other options such as import liberalization, opening up to foreign capital, and export promotion were part of the broader economic reforms introduced in 1991 to integrate India into the global economy. So thanks for watching.